SpaceX and NASA postpone historic astronaut launch due to bad weather. May 27, 2020 CNBC television. 2 astronauts climb aboard SpaceX rocket for historic flight, CTV News. A NASA mission like no other, SpaceX makes spaceflight modern again, CNET. Live, SpaceX becomes the first private company to send humans into space, Yahoo Finance. Watch live. SpaceX Demo 2 mission to the International Space Station, digital trends. Making history, NASA and SpaceX launch astronauts to space. NASA. Few strong T-storms possible this afternoon, CBS Denver. 2 weather stories to watch this weekend, SpaceX launch and a potential third tropical storm, Forbes. SpaceX Starship SN4 bursts into massive explosion, Hypebeast. SFU study, GoFundMe campaigns reveal gaps in BC health care system, Vancouver.